I'm totally fine. Don't worry. I looked in comments. I hadn't looked at my channel in a million years, and which means like 2 months or 2.5 months or something like that. And I looked at the comments and someone said, I'm worried. And I was like, oh, people are worrying. I better get on there and say something. I'm fine. I'm sorry to just disappear without saying anything, but I've been working a lot, had the holidays, and also had some stuff going on at home where I just have been kind of consumed. So I haven't really had much bandwidth for doing anything but work and dealing with stuff at home, although I have been getting some tattooing, so there's that. But I just wanted to say a brief hello just to remind everybody I am alive. I'm still out here. I'm still kicking ass at Gemini, really enjoying my job most of the time, although it's always an adventure. And you know, one of the things that I've talked about in a couple of the last videos I put out was wishing so much that I could share more of my day-to-day work life, but I can't, because so much of what I do is stuff that I can't show because it's being, you know, insecure environments where you can't. No, that sounded wrong. I am in secured environments, not insecure, in secured environments where I can't be filming. It's not allowed. I would get kicked out and my company would be very upset and probably fire me. And also I'm working on the clock. So, you know, it's very different from when I was on mileage pay and I had all this downtime that I had to kill, and that was perfect for making videos because I wasn't taking anything away from anybody. I was actually utilizing the time I had to do something productive, and I was really enjoying, this is distracting me, I was really enjoying being able to share aspects of what I do every day with people. I miss doing that so much because that was so much of my interest in doing YouTube from the beginning, is like, how can I use the things I'm learning to help other people learn too? There's so much that I wish I could show, just because I think what I do would be interesting to people who aren't familiar with the world of fuel hauling, but I can't show that. So that's really frustrating, and it takes a lot of the fun away from it for me. But I'll just tell you a little bit. I'm currently in Indiana, which I rarely spend time in Indiana these days. I've been working more in Illinois and Iowa quite a bit. It's, you know, a slow time of year for trucking in general, so it's been slow for us too. Although I'm fortunate that as a sleeper truck driver, they tend to keep us moving more. So I have been still working pretty long days. I'm very tired. I actually had a shorter day today, just 12.5 hours, which is on the shorter side. I normally burn through most of my 14, and that's by design. I want to do that because I want that sweet, sweet overtime. But today I'm very tired. The last couple mornings waking up, I've just been like waking up in such a deep sleep, which when I'm feeling a little more rested, I normally wake up a little bit before my alarm, like every day. The cold is taking it out of me. It's early January right now. I don't know when I'm going to get this video out to you. It might be a little bit, because I'm also having issues with my hotspot, which will affect my ability to upload videos. So I don't know when I'm going to get this to you, but I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I'm not going to make a whole long ass video for you this time. Just wanted to tell you guys I'm here, and please don't worry about me. I'm totally fine. Yeah, I've had to do some really cold weather fuel drops, and loading too, but the loading part tends to be less of an issue. Dropping fuel when you go to the store, and the hoses and all of like the metal pieces and everything are frozen solid. The first experience I had of that was a couple of weeks ago in Iowa. It was like 7 below with the wind chill, and it was pretty brutal. I had to keep kind of going in and out of my truck, and while the fuel is unloading, you have to stay within a certain distance of the controls to be able to turn things off if something were to, you know, come loose or something, which it shouldn't. But if anything were to happen, I've had a hose break before that started to spill, and I had to catch that right away. So that type of a thing. That is a situation where, you know, it gets so cold and your hands get numb and like painful. And some of you may remember that I'm really into doing cold water immersion, like I think of it as cold therapy, but some people think of it as like a cold plunge. But when I say I actually go in the water and I stay in the water for a duration. I used to stay in for close to 20 minutes, or sometimes it may be a little longer. Now, because I don't do it every day, I'm only in there usually for like a little less than 10 minutes, 6-7 minutes, something like that. But I just went in the lake the other day in Lake Michigan when I was home. It was 36 degrees. The water temperature was 36. The air temp was like 31. A little lower with the wind chill. But I love that. It's super therapeutic. But even with that, it's still really hard to be working outside in bitter cold. And when you have to do, like, I need some insulated chemical resistant gloves. We have these chemical resistant gloves we wear, and they have zero warmth to them whatsoever. They're great for keeping chemicals off your skin, but they're not great in the winter. Or I've thought about, like, I could probably fit them over other gloves because they only come in like men's sizes that are huge and slide off my hands half the time when I'm trying to do my job, which is annoying. But there aren't that many women out here hauling fuel, so in fairness, I guess that's kind of understandable. But I will show you guys these. These are some heated gloves that I bought. They're battery powered. Oh, do I not have the battery in here? That's weird. Could this one be dead already? That's not great. I just charged them. I just charged that one. I thought I did. Maybe it's not hooked up all the way. Anyway, they turn on, and I think then they have different settings. This is the highest, and then that shows you the battery power, and then that's like the lowest heat setting. But I got these in large part for the job, and also for when I do cold plunges, to put them on as soon as I get out of the water, because I did something to my hands last year that was like bordering on frostbite, and it was kind of scary. These are by the brand Snow Deer. I think they're designed for hunting and for other outdoor activities, skiing. But I will tell you that when it's super cold outside, all they do is keep your hands from feeling frozen. My hands don't feel that warm in these, but I have a circulation condition that affects like my extremities in extreme cold. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, oh, is the battery even in here? Yeah, it is, but maybe they're not hooked up. Anyway, when it's that extreme of cold, I will actually get out of I will step inside the door of the truck to try to warm myself up. And then I will put these on for a couple of minutes in between doing tasks. Yeah, well, that's not great. So maybe don't buy this brand, because these are really new gloves. I just charged this battery earlier today, and now this glove is not turning on. So I don't know what's going on. This is the second time in a row with this glove that happened. So that's kind of lame. They don't last as long as you would think for the price point. They're not cheap. I want to say these were about $100. Yeah, maybe get a different brand than Snow Deer. Maybe my pair happens to be a dud pair. But alas, that's all I got. I'm very tired. I need to put this away, eat some food, watch my stories, and go to bed. Side note, by the time this comes out, maybe it'll be out. Have you guys watched Severance? I like to tell you guys occasionally about the shows I'm into. I freaking love that show. I'm obsessed with it. I have watched the first season. I'm embarrassed to admit this, but I watched it 3 times. It's short. But I watched it twice in a row when I first watched it, and then when I found out that the second season was coming out in like a week here or 2 weeks, I rewatched it again. I love it so much. I like the music. I like the aesthetic. I'm really obsessed with the music. It'll get in my head, and I won't be able to stop whistling it to myself or singing it to myself. But I love the idea of, I like stuff that's got some like science fiction to it. And I think I started watching Black Mirror when it was a newer show, and I watched like the first couple of episodes, and then one of the episodes upset me so much that I stopped watching it. And now I'm like, maybe I should watch it, because I think it's probably kind of in the same vein of that, of like when modern tech goes wrong and the disturbing things that can occur. But anyway, that's enough out of me. Just wanted to say hello. I'm still out here, and yeah, maybe I'll make some other videos soon. I'll try not to like make it super rare, but I just haven't had the mental capacity and the excitement about making videos, because my ability to film things is super limited. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Okay, wait, I did change my sweatshirt. I gotta tell you one other thing I almost forgot. You want to hear a foible? I know you do. Man, let me try that again. I did a dumb thing yesterday. This is from the microwave. I took it out so it wouldn't be making rattling noises while I'm trying to film. Okay, I've been hauling mostly biodiesel for a while now, for whatever reason, I don't know. The day before yesterday, I picked up a bio load later in the day, and I didn't have, and it was a day where all these things kept happening, that like things kept going wrong. So it was like a comedy of errors. Actually, there's a couple of days like that. This particular day was my first day out after being on home time, and I'm always extra out of it, because when I go home, I sleep. I catch up on sleep, and I will naturally sleep until about 7 a.m., which is crazy, because I normally get up at like 2:15 or 2:30 when I'm working. But my brain goes right back to sleeping in. And normally the first day when I sleep till 7, I'll have a headache for pretty much the whole day. So I've kind of gotten used to that. That happens when I'm on my 34s too, but I'm just like, I gotta sleep. I need to catch up. So anyway, first day back on the road is always a little weird, you know, I'm always like extra tired, and I usually have to pull off and take like a 10-minute nap because I get very fatigued sometimes. Anyway, picked up the bio load, wasn't clocking the fact that I don't have an insulated trailer. So this will only make sense, this will make more sense to people who haul fuel. I don't have an insulated trailer and I run in very cold climates. So that means we have to be more conscientious about how we handle certain loads. Biodiesel is more likely to freeze up under like 40 degrees, I think it is. So I didn't have time to unload the same night that I picked up this load. So I sat on it overnight and it got below zero with the wind chill overnight, and a little bit below zero, I think. Not a lot, not like 10 below, maybe a few degrees below zero. Still very cold, right? So I'm just like going about my life, la la la. Didn't take a close enough look at the sight glass apparently, which, sorry, that's a term that won't mean anything to some of you unless I get a little picture of it here. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But basically, you would have been able to kind of see that it was frozen in there, and you might have had a clue like, uh-oh, this might be a problem. So I went to unload it, and sure enough, the pipes that go from the bottom of the tanks out to the outward part that you would hook up the hoses to, those froze up. So I wasn't able to do the unload, and I called my lead driver and he was like, yep, you're gonna have to wait it out. He's like, see if you can get inside the shop and ask them to, like, they have a heat thing that they can blow on it. So I was actually able to do that not too long after I got there. Fortunately, there were guys in the shop that came in a few minutes after I pulled up, and I asked them if I could pull in. They were super cool. Which store was this at? I want to give them a shout out. Shout out Store 754 in Rochelle. Thanks, guys. You were real cool. They were really nice to me too. So the nice thing is that I always try, if I have downtime, I always try to do something productive to utilize that time, because I had to wait one way or the other. But I needed some preventative maintenance stuff done. We're really big on, like, you know, obviously keeping that stuff up to date. So I was able to take care of those things. There was a filter I needed. I needed a new cabin air filter, which I've already definitely noticed a difference since they put that in. By the time they were done, I swear it was like exactly around the time they were done, everything was thawed enough for me to do the unload. So that was my foible. We learn lessons in the winter doing these types of jobs. Tanker trailers, I have learned among all the different types of trucking I've done flatbed, but not in the winter, really. No, that's another animal. You flatbedders out there have my props, my greatest props, and get yourself some heated gloves, or go buy yourself some hot hands hand warmers and stick those in your gloves or whatever, because you guys are real ones out there tarping in this, man. But anyway, dry van, reefer, and now doing this. Tankers are by far the most temperamental little bitches in cold weather. So they give us a little extra work, a little extra challenge, and we just work around it as best we can. And sometimes we learn our lessons the hard way. But you know, you just take it in stride, and this is how we learn. That's what I always say. Got that one from my mom, so I'll share that with you. You can laugh at me, I'll laugh at me. We all have a laugh, and we move on, because nobody got hurt and no money was lost, except a little bit of time was lost. But no, it wasn't, because the other stuff had to get done, so it all worked out. I managed to maximize my time. You're welcome, Gemini. I'm always thinking of you too. All right, that's enough. I'll talk to you later.